All right, let's dive into the intense political standoff happening in Pakistan. We're going to break it all down using a recent analysis from a pretty prominent local vlogger who's trying to make sense of everything that's going on.
So, right at the center of this whole thing is one person, the former Prime Minister Imran Khan. He's in jail, and as our source explains, there's this growing wave of anxiety across the country because, honestly, no one seems to have a clue what the real story is with his health.
And to make things even weirder, after a recent visit to the prison, Khan's own lawyer has gone completely quiet. We're talking radio silence. He hasn't said a word to the public, not even to Khan's family, and that's just adding more fuel to the fire.
Now here's what we do know. The lawyer submitted a 22-paragraph report to the Supreme Court. But, and this is the kicker, its contents are completely sealed. This total secrecy has created an information vacuum, and you know what happens then? Rumors start to fly. And the biggest rumor of all, that a secret political deal is being worked out behind the scenes between Imran Khan and the powerful state establishment to finally end this crisis. But our source is asking the big question, is there any truth to it?
To figure that out, the vlogger proposes a really simple but super effective way to judge if any kind of deal is actually happening. He calls it a litmus test.
Okay, so the idea here is pretty straightforward. The vlogger says if a real deal was on the table, the establishment would have two demands, and these demands would be absolutely non-negotiable. And here they are. First, Khan would have to make an unconditional, public, heartfelt apology for the protests that happened last year. Second, and this is crucial, complete and total political silence. We're not just talking about from Khan himself, but from his entire family and his party. And our source points out, we've seen this exact playbook before with other political families who've made these kinds of deals.
So, you have to ask, right? Is any of this actually happening? Well, according to the vlogger, the answer is a big, resounding no. In fact, he argues that what's happening on the ground points in the complete opposite direction.
So instead of reconciliation, the source starts painting this picture of ongoing, maybe even escalating persecution, which really suggests the state has zero intention of making any kind of deal.
He sets up this really stark contrast. On one hand, you've got all these whispers of a settlement. But on the other, you have what he describes as a systematic campaign of pressure against Khan and all of his supporters.
And the evidence he presents against a deal is pretty grim. He's citing reports of party members being tortured, government ministers literally getting their mics cut on live TV, and Khan himself is still in solitary confinement. He then poses a simple but powerful question. If a deal was really happening, why on earth would they deny Khan's own son's visas to come and visit him?
This is where it gets really interesting because the vlogger argues this whole political battle isn't just happening in the halls of power. It's directly hitting ordinary people right where it hurts, in their wallets, thanks to what he calls broken promises and really painful economic policies.
He reminds everyone of the huge promises made by the current ruling parties during the election campaign. Things like free electricity for the poor, even free petrol for people on motorcycles. Promises, he says, that have just completely vanished into thin air.
And for a perfect example of what he calls an anti-people policy, the vlogger dives into a recent change to the country's solar energy program, a system that's known as net metering.
He claims the whole system is now rigged. The big independent power companies, the IPPs, they get paid for 3 units of electricity for every single unit they actually produce. Meanwhile, an ordinary citizen with solar panels on their roof has to generate 5 units just to get credit for 1. It's just wild.
And it's not just about economics. The source claims there's this massive credibility gap between the government and the public. He uses a recent government-cited survey as a perfect example of this.
So get this. The official narrative claimed that 73% of Pakistanis supported sending troops to Gaza. The vlogger, being a little skeptical, ran his own poll. His result? Only 1.1% were in favor. That is a huge difference, and for him, it just shows how detached the official story is from what people are actually thinking.
So after laying all of this out, the mystery, the debunked deal, the alleged persecution, and the economic pain, the vlogger arrives at his final, and maybe his most provocative argument.
And this brings us right to his final thesis. It's not Imran Khan who's cornered and needs a deal. He argues the system itself is trapped. It's bogged down by a collapsing economy, rising terrorism, rock-bottom public approval, and a political opponent in jail who just refuses to break.
And this quote just captures his whole argument perfectly.
In his view, the establishment needs an escape route, way more than the man they've put in prison. The pressure to find a solution, he says, is all on them.
All of this leaves one fundamental question just hanging over the country's future. In this kind of standoff between the state and its most popular leader, something has to give. The real question is, what's going to break first?